Here's how we're going to have a look at Sugar Mountain. It's one of those songs typically of Neil Young where he would never play it exactly the same way twice. So what we're going to do is we'll take a look at the 4-bar intro, the first 4 bars of your tab, exactly as it's written on the tab, which is the version that he plays on Live Rust. And then as we get into the song, there are only 2 sections of the song, a chorus and a verse, and we'll look at the chords he's using and the kind of embellishments that he tends to play around those chords, and then you can do as he does. You can put those embellishments in as and when you want to during the song. The only other thing is that the chorus is played in 2 different ways, the same chords but in 2 different voicings, so we'll have a look at the 2 different versions of the chorus. Let's get into this intro first of all. I'm going to play it through. It's a 4-bar intro, it's the first 4 bars of your tab. And into the chorus. So we start with a chord that appears for the only time in the song as the very first chord of the song. I've called it D on the tab. It's technically much more complicated than that. D, add 4, add 9, something like that. But D is good enough. What it's done is he's taken the C chord shape and brought it up 2 frets. So it's acting as a D chord. We're in the key of G, in fact, so he's using this chord to set up the arrival of the home chord. He's going to play this. 5th string is our root note, so we're going 5, down, up, and then 4th string hammered, open to 4th fret, down, up, 3rd string open to 4th fret, down, up, and then open 3rd, and you're moving this middle finger back to the 4th string, 4th fret to play that note. 1 and a 2E and a 3E and a 4. Now this shape moves down to a normal C position where we play this. So it's 5th string, 4th string hammer open to 2nd fret, and then down, up on the high end of the chord, 3rd string hammer open to 2nd fret, down, up, open 3rd string, open, and 4th string 2nd fret, normal C chord position again. 1 and a 2E and a 3E and a 4 and then he does let the home chord of G arrive, and he's going to play this at bar 3. It's a typical guitarist's thing of moving from G to G over C, which is the 4th string 2nd fret and the 2nd string 1st fret. And your ring finger now is killing the 5th string. We're going to go bass, which is the 6th string, down, bass again, up, down, up. That's all out of a normal G chord shape. Bass, bass, up, down, up. Then strum that G chord again and hammer into the C over G shape with these 2 fingers. And we'll follow that with down, up, down, up, down, up. So the rhythm of the second part is 1E and a 2E and, well actually it's technically of course 3E and a 4E and a, here's the whole bar, 1 and 2E and a 3E and a 4E and into the final bar of the intro. Out of our G chord, 6, down, up, 6, up, C over G, down, back to a normal G, down, 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 up, down, up. 1 and a 2E and 3 and 4E and a. You got that? Here's that intro again. And into the chorus. So what we'll do now is we'll move away from the tab and into the song sheet. because the chorus is going to follow standard chords, but I'll start to show you some of the embellishments he'll put around those chords. 3 times we're going to go from G to F, a bar of G and a bar of F, and your basic strum pattern on this song will be bass down, bass up, down, up, bass down, bass up, down, up, whatever the bass note is for the chord. That's the feel you want to get. So 1 bar G, 1 bar F. Oh, to live on Sugar Mountain. Now Neil Young plays that F by playing an F shape and hooking the thumb on the 6th string 1st fret. You could play it any way you like to play F. You could play it that way without the hooking thumb, that way without the hooking thumb. You can play it as a bar, but you're going to find that you can't do the little embellishment that he likes out of this chord shape. He likes to hammer on the 3rd string open to 2nd fret, and sometimes have that string remain open and play the F chord with an open 3rd string. That's technically F add 9, and if you continue to look at your tab, you see that chord sometimes appearing on your tab. So consider those to be optional chords. You can ignore the 6th string if you want to, but the hammer-on is really an integral part of the song. It would typically come on the 3rd beat. 1 and, the 2nd beat. 1 and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a... There I did it both times. He would tend to do it only maybe once, not twice in the same bar. Or let's try it with leaving that finger off after hammering it on. There, the last down, up was with the open 3rd string. That's something that he does quite a lot too in the song. Alright, so let's use some of those ideas in bar 2, or line 2. With the markers and the colored blues. And a 3rd time. You can't be 20 on Sugar Mountain. Now we want a D minor chord, a normal D minor. Bass is the 4th string, bass, down, up, down, up. And we'll do that 3 times. Though you're thinking that you're leaving there to G, soon. Now because G here comes at the end of a line, we've got room to put some embellishments on a G chord. Neil Young has one that he uses all the time in this song, which is hammering the 4th string at the 2nd fret and then taking it back off again. There I went 6, down, up, 4, down, up, hammer, down, up, 4, down, up. He also, although he doesn't do it on the live Rust version, will sometimes hammer 3. That was 6, down, up, hammer 4, down, up, hammer 3, down, up, 3, open, down, up. Whoops. Again, it's not on live Rust, but you can also hammer the 5th as well. But don't overdo those. He uses the 4th string one a lot, and he just does it occasionally. So for example, coming from the D minor, though you're thinking that you're leaving there too soon. Now back to D minor again. Song sheet says D minor over F. That's because he occasionally hits the 6th string bass note at the 1st fret by hooking that thumb over. If you can do that, then throw that in from time to time. Otherwise it's the same D minor we played before. You're leaving there too. So there was 4 down, up, 4 up, down, up. But what if I go 4 down, up, 6 up, down, up, which he often does. You're leaving there too. That was 4, 4, 6, 6. And G, same embellishments. Soon. And now we're into the first verse. It's so noisy at the fair. Really, same thing. It's all about G and F, the verse, and you can use the same embellishments. It's so noisy at the fair, but all your friends are there. And the candy floss you had, and your mother that I'm tending to keep the embellishments simple while I'm singing, on the F chord I occasionally just lifted that finger off, but minimal hammer-ons, but add the hammer-ons in the gaps where the voice isn't. Alright, we've looked at how to play a chorus and how to play a verse. Now the chorus comes back, but he plays it in a different style. It's written on your tab as well, but let's look at it from the song sheet where it says chorus 2 style. We want a G chord and an F chord as before, but he voices the G chord now in the D shape, the D chord shape, but with the 2 fingers at the 7th fret. Here we mustn't play the 6th or 5th strings, but we can play the bass note of the 4th string and play the same strum pattern. And an F chord is exactly the same thing 2 frets lower, where it's technically now F over D because of this D bass note, but it works very well. Let's put that back together. Oh, to live on Sugar Mountain. The one embellishment that he ever does out of that shape is sometimes he will lift the index finger off on the F chord. Not the index finger, the middle finger on the 1st string. Okay, let's do the whole chorus with those 2 chords. Once we get to the D minor, it's back to business as usual. Oh, to live on Sugar Mountain, with the barbers and the colored balloons. You can't be 20 on Sugar Mountain, though you're thinking that you're leaving there too soon. You're leaving there too soon. He tends to play 2 bars of G at the end of a chorus, but that's not important. You can do that or not, as you want. What comes next is verse 2. There's a girl just down the aisle. Play that, of course, the same way you played verse 1. And it's followed by a chorus which Neil Young plays, on this version anyway, back in the original, style 1 of the chorus, normal chord shapes like this. Feel free to consider G and F that way in the chorus and G and F that way in the chorus as completely interchangeable. Play whichever one you feel like at any time. But he goes back to this style for that chorus, and it's followed at the end of 2 bars of G to finish the chorus by an instrumental section. So the chorus would finish, you're leaving there too soon, and another bar of G, and then the instrumental, which has 3 times G to F as if it was a chorus. Notice that because it's an instrumental, I'm embellishing much more at that point in the song, and you should feel free to do the same thing. After that 3rd time round G to F, he stays on F, but he comes up to the 5th fret to play it. And back to G. And 2 more F at the 5th fret. 3, 4. You might want to do as I did there, first time out of the full D shape, and the second time lifting that 1st string note off. Let's play that instrumental all the way through then. G, F, G, F, G, F, F at the 5th, G, F at the 5th, and again, 1st string off, and underneath the stairs. Straight away you go into that, coming out of that 2nd bar of F, 2, 3, now you're underneath the stairs, and you're into the next verse, which of course is played the same way, followed by the chorus, which Neil Young at this point plays back in his style 2 shape. We have another verse. Now you say you're leaving home. Now, I'll show you something different about this because this is the live Rust version that I've tended to use as the template here, and he does something different in this version of the song. You could just play this verse like every other verse, so don't worry about this, but I'll show you what he's doing here. The first G and F is exactly the same. You say you're leaving home 'cause you want to be alone. E4. Now he goes to F and he does it for 1.5 bars. Think 6 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then back to G. And he does a bar of G there before beginning to sing again. Ain't it funny how you feel? I'll sing this whole verse in a minute so you hear it put back together. On the live Rust version, over that long F chord, he's playing a little bit of harmonica. But you can get the same feel by putting our little embellishments in. Now we get G and F again. Ain't it funny how you feel when you're finding out it's real? How you feel when you're finding out it's real. 2, 3, 4. Then he sings real again over an F chord up at the 5th fret. Real. Just 1 bar, and then we're back to the chorus. So let me play that verse for you because it's slightly quirky in the way it's put together. Now you say you're leaving home 'cause you wanna be alone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, 2, 3. Ain't it funny how you feel when you find out it's real? 2, 3, 4, real. Oh, to live on. And this is the final chorus. Neil Young, in the version that we're looking at, does this unaccompanied all the way through until the D minor chord appears. You could do that. You could play it normally, of course, not worrying about unaccompanied, just oh, to live on, you know, as you did before. Or you could do a compromise between the two and do 1 strum of G and 1 strum of F and just let them ring. Oh, to live on, Sugar Mountain. That works quite well. The barkers and the colored balloons. One last time. You can't be 20 on Sugar Mountain. Normal. Oh, you're thinking that you're leaving there too soon. You're leaving there too soon. What he does now is he does 1 final bar of F at the 5th fret and then 1 strum of G to finish. So coming from the final line, you're leaving there too soon. 3, 4, and that finishes the song for us.